Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to the verse and a little bit of a different video. This is very much like when I made the video about making my Vandal hand puppet. We're going to do something a little bit different here where we're going to see, well, I'm making this image that you're seeing being produced in front of you here. This is recorded footage of me trying to create a cutter, specifically the Cutter Rambler, as part of an entry for a contest. I have said in my videos many times, anyone ever watching my channel knows, enter the contests. They're super fun. They're a great way to be involved with the community, and who knows how you do. And this one is for Best in Show. The Best in Show competition is happening now. Now, it is a different thing for different people. Some people use it as a way to vote for paints for ships that either don't have paints or ships that they own that they want paints for. Some people use it as a way to vote for making sure, I've seen a lot of people vote against other ships, let's put it that way, especially the bigger ships. They're saying, why vote for the bigger ships, which are best, when we could get smaller ships that more people own. And some people just vote just to cause chaos, I guess would be the best way to put it. I kind of feel like all versions of voting in that way have their merit in this program, and so I actually enjoy this competition for the most part. I can't say that I would ever have voted for the MPUV as Best in Show, but normally, at least the ones that are available, I kind of agree with. But I personally, there are ships that I love, and I don't vote based on what needs paint or what is like the biggest ship. There are some ships that I love, like the Caterpillar, that are not Best in Show. At least not now. At least not in their current state, but they're ships that I love. I've also voted for ships that I don't own because I think that they are truly the best ships. But one ship that I love and I will always recommend to people is the cutter variants of the ships. And so I decided to go with the Rambler. The Rambler is one of my favorites, but if you're getting into the verse, you're starting out, I believe you can only get the base cutter as a starter pack. You could always upgrade to the Rambler, but I think Best in Show overall is what ships are best. What ships really do the best in any category. And any category isn't really, better than another. So we can look at things like aesthetics, how it looks inside and outside, its layout, its usefulness at whatever role it has, its popularity in the verse is a big one. I know last year the Terrapin did quite well, yet I don't see them at all. I can't remember the last time I saw a Terrapin flying around in the verse. However, I did make a comment that I think this year maybe the Raft should be in the running because of with this new event, the Raft really came into its own and it is all over the place. Really, a lot of things is personal choice, and so if I love ships, those are the ships I'm going to vote for, and that's why I love something like the Rambler and value. And honestly, the Raptor, why'd I say Raptor? The Rambler. The Raptor is not value, but the Rambler has a lot of value. The cutters have a lot of value. So we're going to kind of go over that and talk about that for a bit. While I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about what's happening on the screen here. I didn't record me drawing the cutter originally, but this is a program called Krita. It is a free alternative, like an open source alternative to like Photoshop, which I've never used before. This is the first time I use this. I'm recording the video here, but it was mainly me Googling how to do things like clipping masks and creating layers. Like, it's really, because I've used Photoshop for so long, this is entirely new for me, and I had to kind of learn this new program. And when I say I've used Photoshop, way back when I was in film school in the 90s, the first time I went to college, I got CS2 for like a really cheap price, and that's what I'm still using, Photoshop CS2. It's got a lot going for it still, for my needs. However, the one thing that doesn't really work is I've got this cheap eBay find of a Huion tablet, and the pressure sensitivity doesn't work. So I have the choice of a thick line or no line. So it works with Krita. It works really well, and so I'm actually really enjoying it. So I thought I would try this program out and use it. So basically what I've done is I've done my line art, and then every once in a while you might see on the screen I kind of drag over, but I have some screenshots that I'm using for reference. But I love green. Anyone who watches my channel knows that I love the green paint. I love the green ships. Green is my favorite color. So I thought I'd make myself a green Rambler. The reason why I like the Rambler out of the vault the best, I love the kind of interior. I love the feel. I like the little fins on the back. I like the range. I think it's a good kind of balance of all the different things the cutters have to offer. It also, I like the base cutter, but I have an issue with the first interior door between the cargo space and the living space because it tends to stick a bit. I don't know when they're going to fix that, but they're all great cutters. I love them all. And if you're thinking of getting yourself a starter pack, the cutter would be the way to go. Now, when I talk about starter packs, I would say anything under $100 is what I'm going to consider a starter pack. So when you're looking at something like a Cutlass, I'm not going to call that a starter pack. I believe it's like 125 US or something like that. The Nomad, I believe, comes in at under 100, and that's actually a pretty solid starter as well. And if you can go up that high, it's pretty much worth it. There are like things like the Intrepid and the Titan. I know people love the Titan and suggest that. There's the Golem. Like there are a few other ones, a Pisces, a Mustang. I think I'm missing one. The Sulian, I think, is cheaper. But if you're going to start this game, I always say start low, start with a small amount, and just get something to get into the verse and try things out. And to do that, in my opinion, you cannot go wrong with the cutter. It is amazing. And the reason why is because it's kind of like a little bit of a jack of all trades. It's able to do a little bit of hauling, able to do a little bit of light combat, you can do a little bit of exploration, and it's just a fun ship to drive. It's got a little interior space. Now, I did say one time I really wish there was like an interior window in the Rambler, kind of like a little camper that you could look out. I don't think, excuse me, sorry about that. I don't think it has one because it's got like the engine pod rotation area right by like where that point is. I didn't think about that originally, but I think that would be why. Now, it's kind of a cool ship. It's got little windows in the back. They're not really useful, but they're there. It's got little blast shields on it. Overall, it's a pretty cool ship. So if I was to judge things based on the things that I like, the aesthetics, inside and out, Drake ships have kind of grown on me. Their kind of look has grown on me. Exterior-wise, they're cool-looking ships. They're very distinctive. They look like they have everything they need. And inside, having those three areas, having like a door between the cockpit and the living area and the cargo area, and the in-cargo area is a little enclosed space with all the component access you can need. It's cool. I think that this is great. And the way they've designed it so that each cutter outside is visually different with the back little fins that are on there, and each cutter inside is different because of where the placement of the door is in the cargo area. It's just those little changes I think are pretty awesome. Usefulness for a starter ship, you can do a lot of little things in this. It's not great at hauling because of its small size. It's not great at combat because it's not as big or as strong as something like a Titan or an Arrow. It's great at exploring around, especially something like the Scout or the Rambler. Great for like getting around and checking things out. But it's pretty cool. If I was to judge this on popularity, then we're going through the roof. I see cutters all over the place. A lot of people have these as starter packs. And then if I look at things like value, I mean, I believe it's $60 for the starter pack, US dollars. You're getting access to the entire verse forever with $60, and what a value that is. So overall, that's what we have here. We have the cutter, and we have my first attempt at using Krita, and we've got ourselves this little image here. So I think this image overall. I wasn't really happy with the front landing gear. I kind of designed it kind of weirdly on there. Paint colors, I kind of like this, and as a program, I think this is kind of neat. I might actually continue on this drawing later. I might add like a figure, a version of myself, or some animals, or some plants, or even put this in kind of a little scene somewhere. But for my entry, here we are, the Cutter, the best ship, best in show in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. A little bit of a different video, like I said. Let me know in the comments below two things. One, what is the ship that you like for best in show? What would you vote for? And two, how do you vote in best for show? Do you vote for paints? Do you vote for the ships you want? Do you vote for a brand? It'd be kind of interesting to know people's opinions on those. And until next time, thank you so much, and I hope to see you all soon in the verse. Goodbye, everybody.